Millions of seniors are about to experience something that doesn't happen very often. Reports show that millions of retirees, along with SSI and SSDI beneficiaries, are going to receive larger than normal Social Security checks. At the same time, lawmakers are beginning to step up. Senator Bill Cassidy has been vocal, putting forward proposals to protect seniors from future cuts. In fact, Cassidy outlines a bipartisan plan to keep Social Security solvent for all future generations. He argues that both parties need to work together to ensure that Social Security will not only exist, but thrive for today's retirees and generations to come. But the political fight doesn't stop there. Melanie Stansbury, alongside Congressman John Larson, stood before Congress and delivered a powerful message.
Mr. Speaker, we are here today to say, hands off our Social Security, because Social Security is not a luxury.
Mr. Speaker, we are here today to say hands off our Social Security because Social Security is not a luxury. It is not a handout. It is a sacred trust. Stansbury and Larson introduced the Hands-Off Social Security Act, a bill designed to stop any attempt to dismantle, privatize, or weaken the program. According to them, some lawmakers are quietly looking for ways to chip away at Social Security. One example is the push for newborn savings accounts, small, privatized accounts meant to replace traditional Social Security benefits in the future. While that may sound like a long-term plan, the real danger is that it undermines the program seniors rely on today. Larson put it bluntly, the Trump administration is trying to dismantle Social Security from within so they can slash and privatize seniors' hard-earned benefits, said Larson. I am proud to take a stand with Representative Stansbury and our colleagues today to tell them to take their hands off Social Security.
So I am here today with my dear colleague, Congressman John Larson, to not only say hands off our Social Security, but also to introduce a bill with that name. This bill will protect Social Security from an administration that is trying to systemically dismantle it.
These words struck a nerve across the country. Analysts and experts quickly weighed in, noting that while some officials deny any plan to cut benefits, history shows that seniors must remain vigilant. After all, Social Security isn't just another government program. It's a lifeline that nearly 74 million Americans depend on every single month. Now, let's talk about why 2026 may bring bigger checks, but also bigger challenges. Social Security benefits are tied to inflation. Each year, the government calculates what's called the Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. Normally, COLA is modest, just enough to keep up with the average increase in the cost of goods. But with inflation running hotter than expected through 2025, the adjustment for 2026 is projected to be much higher. That's why headlines are already reporting retirees are likely to receive an above-average Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment, COLA, in 2026, but they shouldn't celebrate yet. And here's the issue. Seniors might see an extra $100, $200, or even $300 a month on paper. But when rent, food, energy, and medical costs rise by the same or greater amounts, it cancels out. What looks like progress becomes a frustrating cycle of simply staying afloat. Lawmakers like Cassidy are calling for reforms to change the formula entirely. Right now, COLA is based on the CPI-E, a measure of inflation that tracks the spending habits of workers. But many argue this doesn't reflect the reality of seniors, who spend far more on healthcare and essentials. If COLA were instead calculated using CPI-E, which focuses on elderly expenses, benefits could increase by $300 to $500 more each month. That would be a meaningful difference. So here's the big question for you. Would you support the shift to CPI if it meant bigger checks for seniors? Imagine an extra $500 every month to cover groceries, prescriptions, or rent. If you agree, type in the comments right now, I support Social Security increase. But while Social Security is the hot topic in Washington, there are broader financial challenges shaping this debate. In its latest meeting minutes from July, the Federal Open Market Committee discussed financial stability and elevated asset valuations. The discussion was reminiscent of, although not as dramatic as, concerns raised by former Federal Reserve Chair Alan Greenspan during his tenure. What followed was both great and also terrible for the stock market. Why does this matter? Because when the stock market becomes unstable, retirement accounts and pensions tied to Wall Street can take huge hits. Seniors not only worry about their Social Security checks, but also about their savings and 401ks. Any major crash or correction could make Social Security even more essential, reinforcing why it must remain strong and untouched. Meanwhile, Republicans and Democrats both seem to recognize the urgency. On one hand, Larson and Stansbury are warning of privatization and cuts. On the other, Cassidy outlines bipartisan plan to keep Social Security solvent for all future generations. This rare cross-party effort shows that lawmakers know the system is under pressure and changes are needed now, not later. But here's the reality check. Even with promises of bipartisan cooperation, seniors still face immediate struggles. Around 5 million Social Security recipients are living on benefits that fall below the poverty line. Imagine working hard your entire life, paying into the system, and still being forced to choose between paying rent or buying medication in retirement. That's unacceptable, and it's exactly why these debates matter. Inflation, high interest rates, and uncertain markets all play a role in shaping seniors' financial futures. While larger COLAs may help in the short term, only structural reforms, like adopting CPI-E or repealing outdated restrictions such as the retirement earnings test, will bring lasting relief. Cassidy's plan includes eliminating that earnings test, which currently penalizes seniors who try to work and collect benefits at the same time. Removing it could give millions more flexibility and independence. Let's circle back for a moment. We've heard lawmakers speak passionately, hands off Social Security. Protect the program from privatization. Reform the way COLA is calculated. And of course, the headline that keeps repeating, retirees are likely to receive an above-average Social Security cost of living adjustment, COLA, in 2026, but they shouldn't celebrate yet. So, what does this all mean for you? It means that while bigger checks are coming, the fight over Social Security's future is far from over. Seniors and families must pay attention, raise their voices, and hold leaders accountable. Because without pressure from the public, Washington has a history of letting these issues drag on until it's too late. Here's your call to action. If you want to protect and expand Social Security, type in the comments, "I support Social Security increase." Let Congress know that millions of Americans are watching, listening, and demanding action. And before we wrap up, don't forget, subscribe to this channel right now for daily updates on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, stimulus checks, and retirement news. And please, take 2 seconds to hit the like button. It helps this video reach more people who need to hear this message. Thank you so much for watching. Stay strong, stay informed, and as always, take care of yourself and your loved ones. I'll see you in the next update.